Hi, I'm Maureen Tara Nelson at Long Island Matchmaker Dating Show on KJOY 98.3. Happy Easter, everyone. It is an exciting, beautiful day with Easter here, and hopefully everyone has nice plans with your family and friends for Easter. I know with me, my two babies who are 25 and 27 are going to be home with me, and I am going to be cooking because I can handle cooking on Easter because it's mainly just a ham, which I buy the Caracas ham, which is cooked already. I just have to heat it up. And I've already been asked not to cook by the kids, and I've been asked to order the food in like we do if we have Thanksgiving or Christmas over at our house. So first, I'd like to thank all of our wonderful clients that listen every week and anyone else that listens. And if you don't know already, I had a flood in my house which caused a disaster since Valentine's Day. And luckily insurance covered redoing my entire first floor, which I had no idea the extent of work and craziness involved with having construction people at your house every single day for, well over a month, 2 months. So, and of course, things happen, and when they put the tiles up in the bathroom, they put them up incorrectly. The kitchen cabinets were put in incorrectly. The handles to the cabinets were put up crooked. But I was just so excited to get back on KJOY now that my construction is over. So I'll be reading the questions and answering them. Okay, so the first question that someone wrote in is, what are my holiday plans, which is very nice and kind. And I just went over, of course. We are having Easter at my house. The second one is, do you think you could fall in love with two people at the same time? This is actually a great question, whoever wrote this in. Yes, it is possible. I've seen it happen with my clients, with my colleagues, with my friends, and even with myself before I became a matchmaker, which, by the way, April 1st was my anniversary, and now I have been matchmaking for 21 years and owning my own business for 18 of those years. So, okay, great question. So, yes, you can fall in love with two people at the same time. And the first thing you have to do if you're going through that situation right now is to assess the pros and the cons of both of the people. And also remember, too, that no one is perfect in a relationship. And that's a mistake that a lot of singles make nowadays, that they're looking for perfection. No one's ever going to meet that criteria. So having two people is often something that we desire because we can kind of, if we're lucky enough, find someone that has all the different characteristics maybe that the other doesn't, and vice versa. And here you have two people, you put them together, the perfect person, which again is impossible. But I think that's psychologically why people do it, why they gravitate to it. I know it's why I did it, but obviously it's not realistic. And it's really not a realistic way to go and to be meeting someone, especially if you're looking for a committed relationship. So, yes, it's possible, but it's not a good idea. So my recommendation is make that list, pros and cons, and see if there's any red flags with each of them. Anytime you see 3 red flags, that's when the time is right to move on. Too many people stay in relationships that they shouldn't, because it's always easier to stay in a relationship rather than to move on and to start dating other people, because that's scary and it's frightening. So, but just remember, 3 red flags, time to go. Joe and I were also talking before about the uncomfortableness of dating on the outside world rather than when my clients come to me and we match them. We ask everyone to try to go out 3 times. So this eliminates what I'm about to talk about, but this is a very, very big topic, and if anyone's doing internet dating, it's something that probably 9 out of 10 of you are constantly going through this situation I'm about to talk about on a daily basis. So when you're dating on your own, at what point do you say to that person, okay, are we just seeing each other? Or are you going to be doing what people usually do and you go out a few times, but you're not committed to that person? You don't owe that person anything really in the very beginning. So it's a natural feeling and a natural instinct to continue to go out with other people until hopefully you find someone that you meet that makes you not want to date someone else. But until that happens, it's a really uncomfortable situation that everyone goes through. Because say, for example, Joe, stealing this idea from you. Joe said, you're going out with someone and they say, oh, I can't go out tonight. I'm going out with my friends, doing something. So what's the first thing you're going to think of? Is that person really going out with their friends, or are they going out with someone else? And you don't want to come across needy and ask them that, especially if it's someone that you just started dating. So again, it's a very uncomfortable situation when you're looking for a committed relationship. But on the flip side, if you're looking to go out and meet a whole bunch of people, which is what the internet really is best for, then that person's hit the jackpot. You can go out with a whole bunch of people and no one really knows about it. No one talks about it either. Because how do you make that conversation with the other person? And how do you make it so that it's not uncomfortable? There's really no right one answer, because you don't know. You only know what's in your mind and what you're looking for. So the day you're looking for a committed relationship, that is when it becomes harder and harder to be doing internet dating and to be wondering, is that person still seeing 3 other people? Or should I bring it up and ask, are we exclusive? Which, ladies, please never begin that conversation. I've given this advice for years, and it's really served me very well and my clients very well. Leave that up to the gentleman, because you never want to put pressure on either person, of course, but you don't want to give or put the extra pressure on a guy that you've been dating, because you don't know exactly what's going through his mind. So again, what we do at MTN Matchmaking is we cater to people that are just strictly looking for a committed relationship. And then we say to them, you have to go out 3 times. So this way you don't have those uncomfortable situations of going out with someone and wondering, are they dating a bunch of people on the outside world? Now, Joe, I didn't mention this to you before, but we have a 73-year-old lady. This woman looks amazing. And we have her going out with someone, and she went out the first time and she didn't feel the chemistry. So we always say, try to go out 3 times. Chemistry does not happen the first time unless it's in the movies. Sometimes it does, but for the mostly it doesn't. So with this woman, we encouraged her to go out a second time. And she just literally asked this morning to me, can she date someone else in my program? Why she's still going out with this guy, and she's 73 years old. So this question that a lot of people ask about how uncomfortable is it having the conversation of when you're going out with someone, wondering if they're dating other people, it happens at any age, in every age. In this case, it's our client. She's 73 years old. And, I had to remind her, would you like it if he's dating someone else? And of course she said, oh, no. But, she forgot for a second that this is why she's here, to look for a committed relationship. So, okay, let's see some of the other good questions. And again, thank you to everyone that has been still writing in questions. And I apologize that I have not been able to do the show due to the flood. I did take a whole bunch of photos, which a lot of the clients are asking me to post them online. And I am going to do that once I have a chance to do it. Just so everyone knows, during the entire construction, I had to stay there. A couple times people wanted, though, the in-person interview. I'd have to leave, and Tricia would stay at my house. But for the most part, we stayed there. I stayed there the whole time, but still had to work nonstop as there's drilling in the background, dust all over. And you know how they're supposed to put up those plastic things to stop the dust? They didn't. So everything was dusty, everything. So I am happy to report, though, now that everything is done. So today for Easter, having my kids with me, I'm just so happy that that is a thing of the past and we've gotten through it. And of course, the best part is that insurance is covering it. So, okay, next question is spring the best time for dating? Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy someone asked this question. If I had to say, with the 4 different seasons, which one are we the busiest? Because we are in a recession-proof industry for the most part, because people are always looking for love and they're always looking for a safe way to meet someone. And in addition to having MTN Matchmaking, I am also a dating coach. So sometimes people might not want the committed relationship. They might want just to have advice on getting over an ex and moving to the next level so that they can have the committed relationship. And that's called dating coaching. And I'm actually working with someone in New Jersey with this situation right now. And I have to tell you, that is extremely gratifying, because he just said to me last week that the things that I've gone over with him, he can use these same skills that I'm teaching him really with everything he's doing, not only his dating life, but his professional life as well. But that's just on a side note. Okay, so as far as spring, this is when it's the most exciting time for people to get back out there and to go out to outdoor places and restaurants and taking walks and all the fun things that we haven't really been able to do because of the cold winter. So because of that, there's always a resurgence in feeling alive again, and of course, that carries on to our relationships. So for those of you that maybe haven't done a lot of dating because of the winter months, this is the perfect time, just because naturally we are busier than ever. Okay, I will say the only hard thing about me reading the questions and answering them everyone knows, especially if you watch my Friday Facebook Lives with my brother Brian, I am known to always have 3 drinks. So I have my Diet Coke, my water, just to look good, to make people think that I'm health conscious, and my favorite Mean Bean Vanilla, which is my energy drink that tastes like coffee. But it's actually hard to drink 3 different drinks and talk at the same time. So, okay, so spring is here. Best time to find love. Give us a call at 1-888-31-MATCH. And I always like when people look at our website first, which is mtnmatchmaking.com. A lot of times people see the commercial, or they might see the Long Island Press last month, which did a nice feature article on us. So they call because they want to meet someone, but for the most part, a lot of people to this day still don't know what a matchmaker really does. And Joe also mentioned this. Maybe there's a little bit of embarrassment of, oh my God, does it mean that I can't find someone on my own? That I have to go see a matchmaker? Now, that was the thinking probably 21 years ago when I first got into this industry. People would come in and they would say those things to me because the internet hadn't started at that point. It was only, say, 5 or 6 years later that the internet started. But here, it's just a totally different mindset that nowadays people recognize with their crazy busy lives, and we're all busy. We also have a celebrity program, and my celebrities, they don't call me up saying, I'm embarrassed to call. What they do call me up and say is, now, I've heard you're very private, and I can trust you 100%, right? Because I'm here, not because I need help. I'm here because I'm busy. I'm paying you to do your job of searching for the right person for me. So right now, or a couple of days ago, I should say, I signed up a great celebrity guy. Now, an issue which you might find interesting is he is so busy, crazy busy. So here, I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach, but in this particular situation, I'm almost feeling like I'm a nag because I need to track him down. And it's really not something that is the norm with what I do as a matchmaker. But I've noticed the higher up the chain of celebrity status someone is, the harder it is to get them to read their email, to see the match I sent them. All they have to do is write back yes or no. If they write back, they have guidelines that they follow. Everyone follows the same guidelines, and you take the person out, and we make it so it's super easy. But again, when you are really crazy busy, this can save you so much time, but you still have to be able to find the time to date. And this is something that I've noticed myself saying a lot more of lately to all of my clients. So hopefully they'll be taking my advice. Okay, let's see. Would you ever date someone who is not family oriented? Okay. Actually, I have an interesting answer that just popped into my head right now, that most of my clients, and by the way, every year, April 1st, it's our anniversary, that is when I take stock of how many clients we have, how many are on hold, how many of them are up in time, do we want them to renew, how many of them are already engaged and, they have to leave the database and all of that. Normally, I don't have the time to even do that. So I do it on my anniversary every single year, April 1st. And I am so crazy excited to say we have over 3,000 clients. Now, you know, Joe, I've been saying all of last year that we have 2,000 clients. Now, I've also been saying to people, we're so extra busy, we're crazy busy and all those things. And since the pandemic, I am interviewing everyone personally, whether it's through in person, which is ideal in my Melville office, or via FaceTime. So the person can have the convenience. But still, 3,000 clients. And then I looked at the demographics of everyone and their status with us. And we have so many clients that are on hold with one another. So, it's just such a gratifying feeling knowing that what you're doing is working, number one, and that's just because our clients are the best of the best. And we do not take everyone. I've had, I would say, since I've been noticing an influx of many more clients calling and having to say, I can only take 3 people a day. We have to be very straightforward now to people and say, if you don't know about us and you expect me to, say, start at point A and tell you all about me, my career, what I do, to point Z of you joining, I can't do that because I don't have the time. That would be a 4-hour interview with someone. So I always ask everyone to check out our website first. And finally, our website has been completed, and it's a brand new website. And just on a side note, anyone that follows our social media might have noticed that I am going to be officiating another wedding. And anyone that knows me knows, I think it was 2 years ago, I became a wedding officiant for our favorite clients. These two, they were our favorite success story for personal reasons. But for all of us, everyone that works, with me, my entire team. So when they asked me would I become a wedding officiant, I said yes, and I did it. But I had to say, I can't do it anymore. Way too busy. So even though I have this, whatever you call it, plaque on the wall that I can officiate a wedding, I said I can't do it. But this absolutely beautiful, I'm going to say family member, I'll just keep it as vague as possible, but if you follow me on social media, you've noticed it. I am going to be officiating my second wedding. But again, I'm going to say it again, and this time I really mean it. I cannot do it again. Okay. So again, that person is family, and that's what we were discussing about the importance of being family-oriented. So when people come to MTN Matchmaking, the reason why I brought that up is many people, most of our clients, I should say, not many, most are all family-oriented. And it's just really such a great attribute for people that are. And even if someone has a small family, they'll still say to me they want someone family-oriented with a big family so that they can be a part of a big family, what have you. And so it's just a very common thing that's a positive in everyone. And I'm sure everyone that, if you're listening and you are family-oriented, you feel blessed and thankful every single day, as I know I do. Now, just very quickly, if you're ever in a relationship, because I was once, before I got married, and again, this was before I even became a pharmaceutical rep, and before I got divorced because of what I learned as a pharmaceutical rep. But my college long-term boyfriend was not family-oriented at all. So when I graduated University of South Florida, it was time to come on home. I was the youngest of 6 kids. He was not family-oriented, and he wanted me to go with him to another state. So that obviously was not an ideal situation for my family or myself. So if you are with someone and you're in a similar situation and you are close to your family, just remember that family is always the most important thing. It's something I always say. I really believe in it, and our clients are equally as well. So that's the answer to that question. Just if someone's not family oriented and you are, that I would consider one of those red flags. Okay. Is going to the beach a good date idea? Okay. This is a tough question because I would say many of us are still battling the pandemic 15, as what I'm calling it. The news still calls it the pandemic 30. Every day for the past week, now that the construction is under control and finished, I've been saying, okay, now I have to join the gym. Now I'm going to really make that my next project of doing. So it really depends. Would I personally go on a first date wearing a bathing suit at a beach? No. Now, it really depends upon you and how confident you feel. And even just say if you can be confident and still know that you need to lose weight, because beauty is from within. So don't ever feel bad about yourself if you know that you have to lose some pandemic weight and you haven't yet, because if you know you're going to do it, that's what counts and that's what matters. But I still would never suggest that you go on a first date to a beach. I would say once you feel comfortable with that person and you're confident in yourself and both of you enjoy the beach, which I love the beach personally, then I would say that would be a good idea, but not a first date. Okay, have you ever loved someone so much you would die for them? I'm going to quote Joe and say, oh no, that is too grim. So Joe does not want me to answer this question because it is too grim. And lastly, because we are out of time, have you ever cheated on someone? And what's my belief on that? Okay, so what I recommend with my clients, everybody knows, is you try to go out 3 times. If you're feeling the chemistry, you already know that you're compatible, and then you go on hold with one another. So if you're a cheater, the internet's a great place to be because no one knows what you're doing. If you're not a cheater, you're looking for a committed relationship, then call us at MTN Matchmaking and we'll love to help you at that point. Again, it's a great time of year. Everyone is going out there dating, and our clients are even saying yes to each other a lot more because they are looking forward to going out, say, to an outdoor dinner, whereas say in the winter it was snowing, they might say no to someone because they just didn't feel like going out in the weather. So weather has a large part to do with it. Spring and love is in the air. So happy Easter, and thanks for listening again. If you are looking for a committed relationship and you want to be safe and you want to know that you're meeting someone that is at the same level as you are, then it's time to give us a call at MTN Matchmaking at 631-577-7940 or 516-444-2861. Please also look at our website, mtnmatchmaking.com. If you want any relationship advice, I also do dating coaching, or as you know, you're looking for the committed relationship, then I've been matchmaking for 21 years now. Okay, thanks for listening.
Very cool.